We're never gonna get through this.
Let it out. Let it out, Calvin.
Are you gonna get in the video?
Okay.
I'm Olivia.
I'm Simon.
This is Calvin. And we're here to talk about sandcloud towels versus the dupes that are out there of the sandcloud towels. So basically trying to see if you can get what the sandcloud offers for a cheaper price.
Yeah, for life.
So we recently moved to Florida, and once you move to Florida, Facebook starts sending you all the sand and sun things on the ads. And one of the things that I scroll past probably 10 times a day is the sandcloud ad for their towels. I started looking at all the sandcloud designs, and I started leaning more towards some of the geometric and, plain patterns, I guess. And I was starting to show Simon, like, look, I really want this towel. I know it's a lot of money, but they repel water and they repel sand for little babies who like to go to the beach. So I started showing you some of the designs and telling you to pick out what I was going to order. And
yeah, I was like $50 for a beach towel. I mean, and I was like, I bet you we could find a knockoff, or not really a knockoff, right? Because what sandcloud is doing, a Turkish towel, isn't proprietary to them. I thought we could get them cheaper and the same quality. So now we have a collection of Turkish towels
that range in price from $15 to $20 off of Amazon. And so we're going to go over the touch feel aspects, then we're going to look at how they repel water.
Okay, so I guess we'll just start with
the sandcloud.
Sandcloud. So this is the one that we got. Ooh.
100% Turkish cotton.
Yeah. So a lot of people
packaging very simplistic, just a band.
And people are like, recycled cardboard, But what I think is funny is that so they put this, they wrap their towel in this, but then they still ship it in
a box,
a giant
just like everyone else.
Box like everybody else, or a plastic bag like everybody else.
Yeah.
So
very simple design. Like I said, this is one of the ones I was leaning more toward.
Yeah, and they're all about the same size.
Oh yeah, they're all, I think, 37 by 70 if I remember right.
Yeah. Now, Sandcloud does sell bigger towels, and I'm sure these other companies do as well, or we can find other companies that make bigger ones. But we just wanted a normal size.
I just want to try the normal size ones first.
Yeah.
And if people get interested in this kind of
some of the bigger ones or some of their other products. So the feel is one of the better
it's kind
feels.
Like a dish towel.
Yeah, it is kind of. The Sandcloud one is maybe a little bit softer than the others.
Yeah.
But it's not enough where I'm like, I gotta pay $20 more or $30 more.
They talk a lot about their tassels, so yeah, show.
Look at that. Ooh, look at that. Okay.
Hand twisted tassels.
Okay.
By the Turkish ladies.
So
pretty colors, right? That nice oceany turquoisey blue.
Yeah. Okay,
so the next one we're gonna open is it's called the Smyrna Turkish cotton towel. And
this one was $17.84. And when I show this to you, you'll go, "Oh, that looks exactly the same as what you just showed me." Yes, very familiar.
Okay, made in Turkey, 100% cotton, harmful substances free, eco-friendly, 100% satisfaction guaranteed.
Wow, that's almost exactly the same as a Sandcloud.
Right. Once again, advertises for beach, for swimming. That's the whole point of all these towels, it seems like. Everything was geared toward being the dupe. Same size.
Again, same size. The feel and the finish, I would say, is
slightly rougher.
It's slightly, but I would say
but it's so close.
It's so close, and the tassels are so close.
And I think it's almost due to the geometric pattern on this one.
Yeah. So the feel, I think, is from the actual shape here.
Whereas on the Sandcloud here.
Yeah, on the Sandcloud, it's a much tighter pattern. But for $17, this seems.
And it actually has a really nice size edge band, whereas you can see on the Sandcloud towel it's about an inch of a band. This one's it's not as wide a band, but it's, what do you call it? Folded.
It's folded over.
So it seems like a little bit, maybe more durable than
there may not be as much fraying on that end, but there might be fraying here. And then here's the tassel. Almost looks the same as the sandcloud.
There's a sandcloud band around the edge. If you get a close up of that, you can tell there's no fold.
This is the sandcloud. It's just a stitch. Yeah. Whereas on this one,
there's a fold.
It's folded over and then sewn. So maybe that'll help. Maybe it won't. This one is the closest, hands down.
As far as looks.
And
packaging and all.
That. Next, we'll do Nature is Gift. So, certified organic.
A lot of the dupes advertise this peshtimal, and I'm probably saying that wrong. Peshtimal cotton, which is essentially the cotton, the Turkish cotton that SandCloud advertises.
Now, this one is $19.45. Now, this one, I will say, I've already seen some flaws in it.
Oh, snags. Okay.
Yeah, some holes, little holes.
That's like the material got stretched in some areas or something.
Yeah. So this definitely feels
really thin to me.
Really thin, really cheap. When compared to the other knockoff that we just did. So I would say that this is a lower quality knockoff. But with this being $19 and the one that we just did being $17, I'll go with the $17 one all day, just based off of the initial
touch feel.
Yeah, because I can look through.
Honestly, this one kind of has a different smell to it. I would say.
It does. Yeah, and it doesn't have. So it doesn't have anything.
No banding.
You can kind of already see the flaws here, and the tassels are. They're okay.
The tassels are fraying.
Yeah, the tassels already have. Some fraying. So probably not gonna win. Nature is Gift. Okay, so this one is.
And I'm keeping the SandCloud one in my lap so I can kind of touch this one, touch the other ones, and see.
This is Spun.
Now, and this advertises Turkish towel. The towel's been pre-washed to allow the cotton fibers to bloom and expand.
And this one was $15.97.
So one of the cheapest ones.
So one of the cheapest ones, and it already feels better
than the last one.
Than Nature is Gift.
Yeah. I would still say
it's about the same thickness.
It's still maybe 70% the thickness of the SandCloud.
Yes.
But it's a nice weight. I mean, this is I remember this is wrong. This is not a bad weight for a towel.
This isn't bad at all. And the tassels are a little bit thinner than the other ones, but
the banding's almost exactly the same
as the SandCloud. Yeah, so you can see kind of the edge there.
Yeah, but way better than the last one.
Way better than the last one.
Yeah.
So I would go that one again, one of the cheaper ones before Nature is Gift. Okay, so now we have Cacala. This one was also $15.85.
Oh, okay, so one of the cheaper ones.
One of the cheaper ones as well. I think this one almost is identical to
the last
the Sun's.
Yeah, no, it really is. Still the same, a little bit thinner than the SandCloud, but probably the same thickness.
Yeah.
It does kind of have a smell when it comes out of the bag.
But it does say that it is made in Turkey.
I don't see any fraying or.
No, I mean there's a little bit right here.
Okay. So some
but I would say the edging again is the same as the SandCloud, but the tassels are thinner.
No, they're much
if
thinner.
you care about that. This one is Wet Cat, and it says, "Meow. I'm Lucy, Wet Cat's feline co-founder and chief designer. Along with my two favorite humans, I created the towel and you now hold in your hands. As a woman-owned family business, we really appreciate your support."
So I can already tell on this banding I don't like. Can you see the waving that happens?
Yeah, here, let's see if we can get that. So there is a little bit of a waviness.
There's not that on the SandCloud.
Here, on that, and then the tassels.
Now we're being extra strict with all these details. I know if I was ordering a dupe, I'd want to know if, you know, there are some potential quality flaws just off the bat, or how thin or thick they're comparatively to the sandcloud. So that's why we're being extra diligent in showing the flaws, showing the differences. We really want you to understand.
Yeah, although this one is $21.99. White
So
cat,
it's one
$21.99. One more on the expensive side.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that from unpackaging.
No, I would still, so far, my favorite is the Smyrna. Okay, so this one is called Lombardy Home. Lombardy Home. They say it is 100% cotton, made in Turkey. And this one was $19.40. Yeah, I would say this is.
Here, feel this compared to that. Yeah, it's like the exact thickness.
These are the same.
Thickness wise.
Yeah.
Sandcloud versus Lombardy.
Now what about this compared
Doesn't
to...
have a little bit of a smell though. You don't want to wash it.
Yeah, what about this one versus the Smyrna? Because it has a similar pattern.
So I like the banding of, now that like I'm just messing with it, I said before that this might be a little bit more durable, but I think this would be less abrasive. This kind of banding.
So this is the banding.
This is the banding of the sandcloud one.
Yeah, similar to the sandcloud. Now this one, the tassels are completely different. They are tassels like this.
But I think they're cute.
Yeah, I think they're fine. I think it does separate them.
So it has that white banding. Yeah. But I like this one. This one's not bad.
Yeah, that was not bad for $19.40.
Yeah. And how much was the Smyrna one?
The Smyrna one was $17.84.
Okay, so $2 difference then.
Yes. Okay, so this one...
But it's not as an obvious... So, like, they both have geometric patterns. The Lombardy one's a little bit larger. The Smyrna one's a little bit smaller. I would say the feel doesn't affect this one. Like, the pattern doesn't affect the feel of this one as much as it affects the Smyrna.
Now the last one we have here is called, it's from a company called Rio Grande Bazaar. And that one was $15.99. So $16. And look, we already have a hole or a weird thing
Oh, no,
in
it's
here.
just lint, I think.
No, yeah, so they sewed...
Lint into the...
They sewed lint.
This has extremely variant tassels in it, though. Like, some of them are really thin, and some of them are... Like, show the difference between those two.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So, one's real thin and one is
And, like, this one's really
real
thick.
thick. Yeah, this one's really thick.
That's our dishwasher.
Okay.
Anyway, I would say the banding's very similar to some of the other ones, the sandcloud variants. But this is the thinner, I would say.
Yeah.
Like, this is not the thinnest, but it's along the same lines as, like, that
Thinner ones, yeah.
I would say out of the thinner ones, it's a softer texture
Yes.
than the others. So if you don't care about thickness as much.
Or lint being sewn in,
Yeah.
or consistency,
On
or...
the tassels, yeah.
Yeah.
But I would say, like, as far as, you know, feel-wise, it's a good texture. And it doesn't have quite the smell of the other ones.
Yeah.
I have my two favorites.
Okay, what are your two things?
It bothers me that this isn't offered in more patterns, but I would say the Smyrna
Yeah.
is one of my favorites. The Lombardy.
So the Smyrna and the Lombardy are the two of the more expensive ones.
Okay.
But so Lombardy is $19.40. The Smyrna is $17.84.
Okay.
Which are both still way cheaper than the sandcloud.
Yeah, sandcloud came in at what? What did we pay for that?
$44, but on their website they're like $48.
Okay. And they have different designs on Amazon than they do on their website.
I'd say sandcloud has the most designs.
Yes, sandcloud by far has the most designs. So if you're looking for like a whale beach towel, you're not going to get that in a dupe.
No.
So as long as you're okay with just some regular colors and patterns, but I like the blues because they look like the sea.
Yeah. So now I guess we'll do the water test.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we're going to do the water test, I guess, to see how repellent of water is, because I say that it'll repel water when you need it to, and then if you apply a little pressure, it'll start absorbing water. So we got a cup of water. Just gonna pour it on here, and then I'm gonna see how much is in the pan, and we'll go from there. So it's about 1 cup. So we'll just pour it right here, and this is the sand cloud. Starting with the sand cloud, and I can tell that it is, kind of, it's not really absorbing the water. It is it is, majority of it is now in the pan. This top surface is a little wet. Shake it upside down here. We'll pour this into here. We'll see scientifically how much it absorbed and how much it did not. So I would say between the water that's still in the pan and the water that's on top of this towel, it reflected the majority of it. Because I'm basically at a cup. I started at a little bit over a cup. So it did what it's supposed to do for the most part. And the wet area of the towel didn't go down. Yeah, it's not to the next layer of how I folded it. So, yeah, I'd say that did decently well. Now let's try the Smyrna. Okay, so I have it folded basically the same way. Right above 1 cup. Okay. Then we shake. Okay, so this one absorbed the majority of the water. So I started at a little over a cup, and there's a little under, well, actually we're at 2/3 of a cup. So 1/3 cup it absorbed. And it's not coming out that easily. So it basically went through the whole towel here. So now we'll look at the Lombardy. Okay, so we're a little bit above 1 cup, and this is the Lombardy. Pouring it on here, pouring it on. Oh, spilling some water. Take that into account, everybody. I spilt some of the water. Okay, so I would say this one acted identical to the sand cloud. I am like flicking off water here. Say Lombardy. I'd be surprised if this isn't very close. Minus what I had spilt. Yes, basically the amount that I had spilt is what's gone. It's perfect. So Lombardy and sand cloud.
Is the Lombardy even wet?
Lombardy is a little wet to the touch. A little wet to the touch.
Did it go through any layers?
No, the next layer is basically dry.
Cool.
So basically the thickness of the thing protected the next layer, just like the sand cloud did. So Lombardy is just like the sand cloud. The Smyrna one, not so much. So now, let's look at Wet Cat. It's in the name, Wet Cat, right? So Wet Cat, we're a little bit above 1 cup. Just gonna reuse here. No, it immediately started to act like the other. Yeah, so Wet Cat gets wet like a cat. But it did immediately, like when I started pouring on it, it started to pool.
Yeah.
Which is what happens when it's
So
absorbing.
I'd say maybe
and
a
it
couple
would go.
ounces.
Yeah, and it went down through the layers. So far, Lombardy. This one is Spun. Best of the thins. So we're a little above 1 cup. Spun. Again, immediately starting to pool. Went through the layers. So, didn't absorb a crazy amount. But definitely more than, the sandcloud and this Lombardy here. So these two, so far, front runners on not absorbing the water. Now, I'd be surprised if these other ones act any different from the Spun. This one is Real Grand Bazaar. So this is just a little bit above 1 cup. Go ahead and use this. Real Grand Bazaar coming in with a little bit of a surprise. It did pool on the top, but it didn't absorb like I thought it would. It definitely did absorb, but not to the extent that I thought it would. So, because here's the sun.
Better than Smyrna?
Yeah, I mean, Sunspun you can kind of see, because, it's easy to see on this blue, but you can kind of tell on this, So, we'll see. I'm definitely going to retest Lombardy and sandcloud. See if I can't get it to kind of pool on it. It's like at 1 cup and now I'm just a little bit below 1 cup, so Cacala! Cacala! I will say that, I don't know if it's the pan or the towels, but after the water comes back into the cup, it gets a little cloudy.
It's had some oil on it before.
Yeah. Okay, we're above a cup, just a little bit above a cup here. Cacala, 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 Cacala. Cacala is absorbing all the water. It is wet. This is somewhat dry. This is wet. We're a little bit above 1 cup. And we're a little bit below 1 cup. All right, now we have Nature is Gift. 1 cup and 1/4. So, a little bit more than the others, but that's fine. And again, it's pooling on the top. And it basically absorbed it. Did not repel. Yeah, I went through 2-3 layers. Yeah, so it absorbed basically 1/4 of the water. Try both of these again. I'm going to get some fresh water. We don't want these tainted. Okay, a little bit above 1 cup. Okay, so this time, I'm going to do it this way. This is sandcloud again. I'm going to repeat just to see if we didn't have a fluke. No, we don't want no flukes.
A fluke is the most common fish.
Yes, and I'm even gonna let this sit here just a little bit.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
That's long enough.
Okay.
Maybe a 4th, a little bit less than a 4th, more than last time, I'd say. And it was dry spot. I made sure I found a dry spot, not the same time. Okay, so now we're gonna do Lombardy again. This is dry spot. This is spot from last time. Flip it over. Okay. So now we're exactly at a cup.
Okay.
Exactly at a cup. So.
You're going to let it sit for 3 Mississippis. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
It's spilled. Keep that in mind.
We're never going to have any testing parameters if you keep spilling it.
I didn't spill a lot. Okay, so here it is. It doesn't even look wet.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't even look wet. You can kind of tell here on the white right here. But like here, you can't even tell. I mean, it's like...
If it moves.
It's like that much, yeah. So I'd say Lombardy.
And we are not sponsored.
Yeah, I've never heard of Lombardy before.
We bought every single pack ourselves, our own money. We're returning some of them.
Yeah.
But I would say this one far and away has come out to be,
Yes.
water-wise, the winner.
Yeah.
Even better than a sandcloud.
Yeah. So, surprising. Surprise.
I know.
Lombardy, I didn't think was going to pull it off. I'm surprised with the Smyrna.
That the Smyrna absorbs so much. I'm just surprised that the thin ones all didn't behave exactly the same either. I thought all the thin ones that kind of looked the same, felt the same, would perform the exact same way, and I thought these would perform the same way as like the sandcloud and the Lombardy, but I didn't know there'd be so many differences.
Yeah, Smyrna one's still wet. Oh, surprising results.